Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hello. I am Natasha Campbell and I am all about project management. So my background and specific sector is gaming, media, publishing, advertising and marketing. That's my speciality. And if you want to know more about why I have kind of ventured out into multiple areas, it's because I'm a freelancer and I love freelancing. I love the extra cash flow. I like that it gives me flexibility, and I also like that I am able to learn so much from so many different people and so many different company processes. I am a process girl. I don't know about you guys, but if you're a project manager, I'd like to think that you like a good process. So today's video is all about briefing the project team accurately so that they are 100% clear on the task at hand, okay? So it's really important that you do this properly, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for the project, for delivering the project from start to finish. So part of the beginning initiation phase is that once you receive the brief and you've gone through the brief, digested the information, that you relay that brief to whoever you are working with on the project team. So for me, for example, being in the creative realm, I could be briefing a strategist, or I could be briefing a creative who's working on an amazing concept idea for a illustration or for a video animation, for example. So it's really important that the teams know exactly what's required from the information given from the client that is in the brief. So you need to really be on the ball when you're briefing the team so that you are giving them the exact and accurate information. Now, this can be done in a one-on-one environment, or it can depend on who is around, the size of the project. For example, you may need an account manager, especially for the more complex projects. You may need to draw on the account manager who may have some more background information that you might not be 100% clear on. So you may need to draw on a few other people. So you may want to have the lead video animator as well as the video animator that you are briefing, just so that they have a bit of backup, somebody who can also ask questions that they may not think of. So always invite extra people. You can always invite them as optional, because it just gives them the opportunity. If they see it as relevant, they can join. If they don't, and they think that the person who's working on the project has it in hand and it's all good, then they might not come, and it's all good. So sometimes these initial briefing meetings can be big, quite large, quite a large number of people, again dependent on the complexity and the size of the project and the budget involved in the project. Or it may be a smaller briefing with just you and one of the resources that's working on the project. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the resource has seen the written brief. Now, you don't want to be starting a project without a brief. I mean, that's kind of unheard of. I don't know if other project managers work towards maybe briefs communicating over the phone, but for me, that's a no-go zone. We don't do that. We make sure that the brief is written before we start the project, okay? So you want to share that written brief with whoever's working on the project. So it gives them the opportunity to digest the brief before you've had the call. They might have questions already, and sometimes people don't work well being put on the spot. So you want to just make sure that they have seen the brief beforehand. But essentially, you want to make sure that it is obviously in writing, and you want to make sure that they've seen the brief before you have any kind of briefing. Again, this gives them the opportunity to have a run through of the brief, read it, understand it, prepare any questions beforehand. And also, if they've worked on a similar project before, it's really good because they can bring up some of the work that they've already done on a previous similar project as well. So it's really helpful. Also, sharing the brief with the resource beforehand really gives them the opportunity to flag concerns. So it enables them to flag the concerns before you even get to the stage of briefing, because once you've had the brief, essentially you're ready to start the project. Now, a really good way to start these project briefings is to give an overview of the project. So a little bit of a background. Now, usually the information is on the brief, but if it isn't on the brief, you can always maybe have a conversation with the client to find out, what's the cause, what's caused this project. You'd like to think that most of that information is already in the brief, so you may want to elaborate on it, or sometimes it's easy to skip past these bits of information because you think that they may not be relevant because it's not actually getting to the bulk of what you need to do. The project overview really gives a foundational understanding of the purpose of the project. What I like to do is prepare for the briefing by going through the information and making sure that I have a thorough understanding of the requirements. I've already opened the asset, I've checked through the asset, I've checked the sizes, I've looked through the references and the URLs that have been provided in the brief, and I've already got that opened and ready so that I'm not just clicking on things ad hocly during the meeting. They're all prepared, it's all opened and ready, and I can effectively and efficiently walk my colleague through the project. Please do make sure that you are asking the person that you are briefing if they have any questions. You may be briefing someone who's a bit more junior and it may take them a bit more time, to warm up. You may be new. Just want to make sure that you're making the person that you're briefing feel comfortable. This is a people management game as well. So you're working with different types of people, stakeholders. Some people are, introverted and a bit more reserved. They might feel like, oh, maybe I should know this already, which is why I was saying that sometimes a more senior person might want to be involved in the briefing if they feel that the person is maybe a bit junior and they might need a little bit more support. So also make sure that they are aware that no question is a silly question. I feel like sometimes with different personalities, they may not want to ask questions, or they may shy away from asking questions because they feel, oh, I don't want to ask a silly question. But no question is a silly question. And if there's something that they ask that you do not know, it's fine. Just make sure you go to the client and ask the client directly. So remember, you learn by doing. So the more briefings you have, the more comfortable you'll feel and the more confident you'll be as a project manager. So I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please do comment and ask me any questions and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thank you so much. Bye.